I'm Christy Simpson, and I found out I was going to do an Ask Christy today after I already was going to the beach, so I thought I would just make y'all jealous and show you a little bit of the beach here in California. Today's question is, do you tend to cast based upon which kid would do it better or which kid did not have a big part the last time? And you know, that is an interesting question. I think my answer would be, it depends. Sometimes if a kid is really amazing and no one else is even close to as good, I would give it to the same kid, you know, numerous times. But like I tell my other judges, if I grade on a scale from 1 to 5, 5 being best, if somebody is a 5 and somebody is a 4+, and the 5 has gotten lots of parts in the past, I would probably give it to the 4+. If there's somebody that's close to as good but not as good and they haven't had enough opportunities, I'll give it to them. But you know, it kind of depends, and I think that's why we need to pray so much before we go into auditions. We need to pray because God knows what's going to happen. He knows what kids are going to get sick or what kids are going to have a bad attitude. He knows all that. So if we really pray that He directs our hearts before we audition kids, I think that will help. It also, I think, matters, at least for me, what the attitude of the kid is like. So if you have, I tend to cast against divas. I'm really not cool with divas, and I'll give it to a diva only if I really have no option at all. But if there's somebody who just thinks they're amazing and they have a bad attitude, I would much rather give it to a person that got, say, a 3 out of 5 than that diva that got a 5. Because, well, for a number of reasons, I think it's more glorifying to God in the end, but also it's easier to work with kids that are workable, that don't think they already know everything. So I generally would rather train up a kid that is averagely good than work with somebody that's got a bad attitude that already thinks they're amazing. So I think that is not even a good answer at all. It's just, it depends. And I do think it's important to spread out the parts. So do try not to give the same kid everything. But sometimes that kid's the right person. So good luck with your casting. You know, I love casting. I know nobody else does, but I love it. It's like a big jigsaw puzzle to me, figuring out where everybody fits. Oh, and one last thing. Sometimes that kid that's really good and has a good attitude, I just decide for fun, you know, I think it might be good for them to have no part this time, or, you know, a tiny, tiny little part, and then you see what their attitude's like, and also teach them that they can bloom and grow being a supportive part of the body and not always out in front. So that's always a fun challenge to do too, and it helps our kids grow. So keep those questions coming, and I'll see you next time.